Oh, your head just fades away.
Sorry about that, guys. All right. Good morning, everyone. It is February 21st, and it is our 6th episode of Tavern Talk with Head Removal Inc. I cannot believe that we are 6 episodes in, considering that every 2 weeks we've been doing these. So take that into consideration, how long we've been doing these now.
It does indeed.
Yep, we are getting there. So that'll be 26 episodes for the year when we hit a year. So that'll be really cool and exciting. And maybe we'll have some big giveaway announcement kind of thing going whenever we hit that mark. But guys, again, welcome. Tavern Talk with Head Removal Inc. Today, our podcast is going to be about expansions, the way that they shaped our games that we love or hate. And then the Road to Midnight. So that's going to be obviously WoW expansion Midnight. Let me do our normal introductions this morning. We've got Jib, whose camera is still not working properly, so he's going to be, the
fucked up.
the boomy with the most. You got Myth, our DK, he's rocking something different every time I see him. He's got a new little logo that switches back and forth between all the 3 classes of the DK now, so he's rocking them all. Kat, our murderous penguin, you know who she is. And then we have the baby. I'm just kidding. We have cereal, but there is a baby there.
Yeah, it's like a two.
Baby's actually the host. Josh just has to hold her so she can talk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
She just can't. She's just not tall enough. Yeah. So, and then of course myself, Samwise. But again, morning everyone. We're so glad that you guys could tune in this morning. We got a lot to talk about. The first part of it is going to be the expansion talk that we were talking about earlier today, or this week and stuff on camera. I'm sorry. But we're going to do the expectations versus the reality of what we actually got. Did it make the games better or worse? Gear or cosmetic hype, and then of course the preparation talk for Midnight. Myth, Jib, and Kat have a lot to talk about in that one, so they're getting the majority of the episode for us. But for the first half, you're going to hear a lot from me and Serial and everybody else. We've got a little bit to talk about. And let me get my notes in front of me.
These graphics you made for this episode, dude. These graphics are amazing.
I was pretty excited for them too. Whenever it made the first one, I was like, yep, let's keep going. It's getting really good with it. I love the Head Removal Inc. Title that we have on the flyer. I think that one's a really cool one. And then it made the ones in the new one. So when you guys see the end one, it's pretty cool, I thought. It's very cartoony,
yeah. The robots definitely understood the assignment this week.
Yeah, right.
They did.
They're learning this. I've seen these movies.
No.
So,
iRobot, that taught me a lot.
So let's start with the big picture here: the expansions versus expectations. What we thought the expectations will be versus the reality of what we got. There's a lot of stuff that goes into that, guys. And when you sit and think about it, we've got a lot of stuff that comes through. You got the hype. I mean, when we were kids growing up, there's not a lot of it anymore, but midnight releases. You went and you got in line, you sat for hours.
Dude,
sometimes
standing at GameStop. The lines outside of GameStop, meeting other gamers, that was chilling, waiting to fucking, go home, get the same game as you, exchanging gamer tags in line to meet other people and shit, dude.
I mean, this isn't an expansion, but we talked a little bit about it last week or the last podcast, but like the Halo 2 Midnight release was huge because the excitement you got around waiting at midnight for those releases was super, super awesome. I can never forget the kid and his face on how happy he was when he was the first copy that night at our GameStop. He's like, I got the first copy, and he's running down the mall, dude. Like that was just like chilling for anybody
Dude,
and
I got
everybody.
something.
Yeah.
The night
Rumor
the
has it
Gears
from
of
an
War
inside source.
edition Xbox releases, I go to
Oh yeah.
GameStop with an original all white 360 that I just bought about 2 weeks before. I called GameStop because I had no idea the Xbox console they were going to do a custom Gears of War one. I explained that I just bought it. They're like, "Yeah, bring it back. We'll exchange it." So everyone's looking at me in line holding that fucking Xbox 360, and you could tell everyone around me was puzzled. When I set that thing up and they give me that custom console, the whole line was like, wait a minute, we could have done that.
Yeah, dude, when the Xbox One released, the first one, I got in line and they handed people different tickets and be like, here, and they marked it. I was like, what's this mark? She's like, oh, that means you got the day one edition. I was like, I did? She's like, yeah, you're one of the first 10 people to pre-order it. And I was like, all right. And it had the little day one like label on it and everything like that. I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm special. This is my line and it's way shorter than yours. um Serial, I would really hope that they would come back with some midnight releases. Like to have my kids like
I was
get
about to
excited for
say,
that shit.
coming from an inside source, it's in works. It's in talks about possibly bringing it back, just because there's a lot of stores now that are turning into retro stores, so they've gotten a lot more business. Um,
Oh,
so
yeah, we
now
got an
with that,
inside man now.
we might be doing midnight releases and stuff again.
GameStop is coming back, man. Since the whole Wall Street Bets thing, GameStop is actually coming back, and they're doing a little bit more. I'm just hoping that they don't go the way of FYE does, and they start selling too much merch and not enough game-related stuff, and to have them close their doors because they can't sell enough.
I'm
Right-
using Josh
right
for
now,
a discount
there's-
for all my One Piece shit.
Motherfucker was supposed to get me a custom hat before he got fired from Lids.
I can still make that for free. Don't worry. I have ways. I have people.
Yeah. I wanted a Baltimore Orioles hat with a gamer tag on it, man. Or with my
Well,
I just
stream
want an all black
Twitch
one
name.
again. All my hats are always all black with like
Just
the black
give-
logos. So hard to find though.
I don't wear
The problem is that
hats.
Baltimore Orioles is so hard to come by down here.
That's because they're terrible. All right, back
Oh,
back
shut
to
your mouth.
expansions.
Sorry, we're just filling some time here. All right. So the launch week hype versus versus the week that comes up. You know, week 1, week 2, week 3, depending on what it is coming into those. Because usually at launch, developers usually just make it to where you are doing the story first, and then they give you 2 weeks to build up, like Destiny did with theirs. The raids come out a little bit later, so you have some time to build up and get your gear score or light level higher. So that's a lot of the stuff that's the build up. So we get a lot of hype during that because it's very time crunching. You spend a lot of time on that stuff. And for me, like playing Destiny and waiting for those expansions, or when the expansions came out, you didn't stop playing. Like I miss the days when they Destiny would actually release the expansion at midnight, not 2:00 in the fucking afternoon, plus the maintenance time afterwards because the servers would crash and shit like that. Me and Vicky would stay up, install the game from midnight to 2:00 because the servers would be overloaded. At 2:00, boot up and wait in queue until about 3:30, and then play from 3:30 to 7 in the morning. That was what we would do all the time. And that's gone. Like we don't have that. I would take a day off from work to be able to do that. And the last time I took a day off work for games was when they re-released Vault of Glass in Destiny, because I was doing a world first with my clan, and we beat it that night. It took us like 22 hours to beat it, but we did finally fucking get it because they did change some stuff and it was definitely harder.
Yeah, midnight releases for WoW, like the main game that I play with the expansions, are definitely a thing in the past. I remember though, a couple of midnight releases, staying up till midnight, just to hit the good old login screen because there's always a queue, and sitting in the login screen for an hour.
Did it with so many games back in the day. I think we even did a midnight release for Army of Two, if I wasn't mistaken. I think we went up and picked it up in the middle of the night, came home and beat it.
That's a good
Yeah,
game.
that was the one game that because me and Jeb had played Gears of War so much together that when that came out, I was like, dude, did you see this game? He's like, nah. I'm like, it is a 2-player co-op game that is exactly how we play, like always together. And I think this would be awesome. And we played it, and yeah, we beat it like super fast, collecting the mask and shit like that. That was the Skulls version
I
of it.
did the stupidity
What's
of the
one that
second
hit
and
us
killed my
that
teammate.
wasn't a good expansion though? Like, what's one everyone was excited for that when it came out, it kind of dropped the ball? Like, it didn't meet what the expectations quite were.
I will always go back to Destiny and Curse of
I was about to
Osiris.
say mine's not Curse of Osiris, but mine's definitely just Destiny 2 in the entire what was it, the expansion Lightfall? I think was
Yes,
what the name
dude,
was.
I can agree with you on that because if you played the expansion before that, the Savathun one or whatever, Shadowkeep, and
Mhm.
then rolled into Lightfall, it was lacking so much.
Yeah, no, I hated everything about Lightfall. I hated the new ability. I
The
hated just
freeze.
no, not the Lightfall, or not the freeze, the like Spider-Man thing where you could like
Oh, I gotcha.
whip everywhere. Like I didn't like that because it definitely felt like it turned classes into things that they weren't. Like as a Titan, yeah, my mobility was great because I could slingshot across the map, but
You're so
it I'm talking
order
like the
I got it.
whole
I got
wise.
it.
DLC in itself. Like that is where to me Destiny started going downhill with their content because right after that is when they dropped the Star Wars crap. Like it
Had to
really
come
just
back for
started
that.
to
Some people just said that was kind of fun though. The lightsabers or whatever. I wanted to
yeah, the
come back and
lightsabers
didn't
look
get a
cool.
chance.
Yeah, you have to grind
But
for
I also
your
don't want to
your black crystals and your red crystals. Like it's actually like you have to do a lot of PvP to get one, and then you have to do stuff for another, and so
hmm
forth and so forth.
Dude,
But
I really
Destiny's one
feel
of those
like it
games
wasn't a
where
DLC, but Final Fantasy X and then Final Fantasy X2.
Well, that's just a separate game. X2 should never exist.
I
Speaking of
know.
Final Fantasy, well, Final Fantasy 14, they have some expansions.
I wasn't a
And
big Final Fantasy MMO player, so I can't really
oh,
relate on this one.
me and Cat played
13
played the shit
Oh no,
out of
no,
13
dude, I
was
didn't even know you guys played Final
14.
Fantasy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, we played it, but we were taking a break from WoW.
Oh no shit. I didn't even know you guys went over and played that for a little while.
Yeah.
So there is some bad expansions with that game. So we started in Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers was released then.
first one.
And
Oh,
that was
second
an
one. I'm sorry.
insanely good expansion for FF14, which goes into another problem, right? So you're gonna have an absolutely banger expansion as in Shadowbringers of FF14, and then the next expansion just doesn't live up to what Shadowbringers brought to the table.
Stormblood.
Like Endwalker was the
Or
fifth
yeah, that was
expansion.
in. Yeah,
Shell's
Well,
right. I feel like
technically it was the fourth expansion, but kind of the fifth expansion because of how the base game was redone. But
right.
Endwalker just kind of fell flat because it's not
I feel
didn't
like
live
you
up
could
to what
throw
it
go
just
ahead.
wasn't
Go
as
ahead.
good as Shadowbringers.
I feel like Shadowlands could be thrown in there
Oh
almost
well,
with expectations versus reality.
Well, I
the
don't want
amount
to
of
talk about
bitching I
WoW.
heard from everyone. That's the one that I heard the
Well,
most with.
we get the expectations. You seen the veil shattered. You get this whole excitement that you're rolling into the realm of dead. Then you got to the realm of dead, and it was just shit. Like 100%.
Yeah,
Like there was maybe 2 good zones out of the entire expansion, 1 good raid. The other 2 raids were terrible. Like that expansion was just not a good expansion.
yeah, and it retconned so much lore too, which was stupid.
Fucking Torghast. I'll just blame it on Torghast itself. What's
Torghast,
up, Pixie? Good morning, ma'am. Welcome in.
Warren Pixie, Warren Lunar.
Yeah, there's a lot. So the Myth brought up the Final Fantasy 14. That was actually something I was going to bring up. That was an expansion that surprised me because when Final Fantasy 14 came out, it was utter dog shit, like absolute trash.
Was it a bad game when it released?
Yes, FF14
Yes.
base game was dog shit.
No shit.
That's why when Final Fantasy 14 came out, it was completely rebooted and it's called A Realm Reborn. So essentially it's a re-release of the game, but they call it an expansion. And they just got rid of it.
Everything about the game changed.
Yeah, the whole world was
Okay,
destroyed and the
okay.
realm was reborn. They
Okay.
actually put the bad shit of the game into the lore. That's what made
Yeah.
it. That's what made it cool. But
I don't know. Did you play
They
FF14 base
retcon.
game
yes,
before Realm Reborn? Were you online during the So they integrated the fact that they were re-releasing the game into the game itself. There was an
Yeah.
in-game event. The last in-game event of FF14 base game before Realm Reborn was this giant meteor coming out of the sky. And like if you were in game when it was happening, you stood there, you could look up in the sky and see this giant meteor coming down, and as it landed, the servers went offline.
Yep.
And then
And it
I think
destroyed
it took them a month
Erosa or
or
whatever the
two
fuck
to
this shit's called.
re-release a Realm Reborn.
Yeah, that was and then Heaven's Ward
Right.
was probably
Sorry, I just now saw
for
it.
me that was the best expansion. I haven't played through all of them. I have them. The only one I don't have is the newest one right now. But they were a lot of fun. I think that Heaven's Ward story is way better than the base game. So when you guys if you guys play that and you get to it, you're gonna be like, man, this fucking story drags. But when you get into Heaven's Ward, it's a lot better.
Yeah. With MMOs, right? World of Warcraft is focused on gameplay. FF14 is focused on storytelling. 95% of the game is you going just through story mode, but the story it tells, depending on the expansion that you go through, is absolutely incredible. We
I've heard
played.
that from a few people. Good
So
story
me
there.
and Kat played, through Shadowbringers, and the Shadowbringers story, dude, was absolutely insane as well.
Yeah, Stormblood was the shitty one, and Walker didn't get much in it. And then the new one, Dawn Trail, is not received a lot. Now, the two new classes they released for Dawn Trail are awesome, Viper and Pictomancer. They're actually like A and S tier classes according to a lot of the charts and shit. But the rest of the game apparently is like, they could have done without it, or they need to improve on it. But yeah, so we're still in the better games or better or worse part of it. So was there any like quality of life improvements that were made to a game that came with an expansion that really stood out to you guys?
There was the expansion for the Evil Within. I remember when it first came out, after I had beaten the game, I was like, there's really not much more that you can do with this. It's a pretty straightforward story. And, you beat the bad guy, it's over, whatever, everybody huzzahs. But the DLC actually added a lot more to the story because you got to figure out like what is everybody else doing in the time frame of Sebastian being in this weird wacky Stranger Things like world, like what's his detective partners doing, and being able to play as like Kitman and go through and find out that she's actually kind of part of the reason why he's going through everything. It added a lot more like character detail. It made me feel more immersed into the game. And then some of the other DLC that dropped forward was like you got to play as the Executioner, which I thought was pretty cool. And it was like a trials thing though, which it wasn't really a story. It was just more of defeating waves of enemies. But I think it added some extra life to the game for sure.
Yeah, I would have to say that there's different quality of lives that come out. I can't say that there's anything in specific that comes to mind for me, but like even shit like Gears of War when they came out with like Judgment, there's expansions for different games. Like I wouldn't even really consider that a standalone game as much as an expansion that does a prequel series, because a lot of the Gears of War games were just single games and nothing else, and then they made the prequels and the sequel kind of deals with more branching off of them. But like even that stuff that makes it fun. But as far as quality of life, I can't really say anything. There's not a lot
I
that
got
Yes,
come
Shell.
through.
I think one
Yes,
that
dude, I'm
was
so excited. I need to get Wilds.
a really good one that made the game. I don't. mhm. I don't know if it necessarily made it better, but it did kind of. Oh no, it just added to the story. I was going to use Oblivion's DLCs, like the Realm of Madness, how they did like the whole new storyline and stuff, but it only came with like new armor types. but it didn't change like gameplay or make the experience any better for the gamer itself outside getting more story, which is what everyone kind of wanted with that. I'm trying to think of a good example of where a DLC made a game worse.
Worse? I don't know. But one expansion I want to talk about.
Nope, it's not your
Probably-
time.
What?
It's not your time.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
The one game I really want to talk about is
No,
not going to be
no.
WoW. All right.
Not wow. I
Okay,
think
I
it's
don't have to mute him,
probably
guys.
the most impactful DLC / expansion of any game, which was Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls. It completely made the game so much better in every way.
That-
D3
I
base game
agree.
was so bad. So bad. It's
I
so
agree, man.
grindy. You can play hundreds and hundreds of hours and not get a single item in the game.
I can agree with that.
For
Yeah, I
an
can
upgrade.
agree with that.
Yeah, Reaper
Reaper
came
of
real
Souls
fun.
really, really changed Diablo 3 for the better.
I didn't
see.
even pick up Diablo 3 until after Reaper of Souls came out because I
You
found
have
out
no
that
idea
was-
how many times I have bought a copy of Diablo 3. When it came out, I bought a copy for me, Vicky, and Jeb for his birthday, and we all played it on PC. When it came out on console, I bought a copy for me and Vicky. When I bought Vicky her console, I bought another copy for her, and then another one for Nathaniel. Like, I legit have bought that game so many fucking times, but we have put thousands of hours into that game. Was a lot of fun, and console was better in my opinion to play on just because of the item duping thing. Because fuck, man, having to go and grind some of the Herodrum Cube stuff, the mats to do your min maxing,
I like
that
the
took a
Witch
long
Doctor,
time,
Vicky.
a long
That
fucking
was-
time.
That was my character.
That's what I played
Reaper
too.
of
Was Witch
Souls
Doctor.
is a good
Those strangers
example
and
of an
people.
expansion improving a game in literally every single aspect of
Yeah.
the game. Added a class and added actual good grindable end game content instead of just boss grinding. It added
Unpopular
leaderboards so you can actually
opinion.
compete against other players.
Now that 4 is
I actually
out
like 4.
and Vessel Hatred and the newest season,
Garbage.
I have okay. So I have one of my other like really, really good friends that I've known just as long as Jeb was fully against Diablo 4 and how trash it was. But he said the last season update that they just did, he
The
said has made
Crusader.
the game has super fucking good. He said it actually has
Or
a lot
Paladin.
more to do now, and it's really fun to play. He's like, it feels like the old Diablo 3 that
It
we
does.
loved.
I
So-
can vouch for that. I haven't gotten the content myself, but I have watched other people play it, and it looks
No way,
and
Cat.
It looks and speaks like it's Diablo 3 all over again, and I'm waiting to see if they'll bring back Witch Doctor because, in all honesty, I don't really like a lot of the classes that they currently.
I don't
have.
think it's gonna come into D4.
I played the.
What is it?
I played the.
I'd like to
Druid,
see it.
Which one?
but Witch Doctor.
Witch Doctor.
I really want Witch Doctor to come back. Like, I genuinely just.
I
really
don't
liked his
think they're gonna bring it
style.
back because they brought the spirit thing, that
Mhm.
class. That's
Necromancer.
kind of like
No.
No. The one that came with the
Vessel
Vessel of
Hatred.
Hatred.
Oh, yeah.
They're awesome. I love that class, but I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Spirit.
Yes, Sam.
Spiritborn.
Spiritborn.
It was not
Yeah,
WoW
their
that
abilities
Myth
are really
introduced
cool.
me to
Ooh,
first. It was
man.
actually Diablo.
See, we're finding a little bit more about Kat in that she actually did play more video games than what exists right now in her life with WoW.
Yeah,
So she's-
Diablo,
Yes.
Final Fantasy, Warcraft.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, so when we took a break, we've actually taken like 2 breaks of WoW, and that's the only thing I'm going to talk about till midnight. I'm not going to try and include WoW like Myth. But
I didn't what the fuck?
we got to
so
set a
I
limiter
actually
on his
played
mic so
last
we can
week
actually
on-
hear him crashing out.
Yeah, that's why I like quickly unmuted as soon as he opened his mouth. I was like, "Hold on, you guys don't want to hear this twice." So I actually played. So Diablo was the very first, because he was still raiding, and they were like right in that midst of like I think like one of the heavier bosses. So he introduced me to Diablo 3, and at first I was a whirlwind barbarian, and I was like, this reminds me, like looking back now, I can compare. It reminds me of Warrior on WoW, just the zug and everything. I was like, I need something more, and I've always been drawn to like pet classes, and the Witch Doctor had like the dogs and a pet class, and I was like, I want this, give me this. And you should have seen me transmog every time I got a piece, and it was fucking ugly because I'm a transmog hoe. Like,
yeah.
I can play the game and I can look sexy doing it. Like, I am that person. And I'd go over and I'd be like, I need some stuff for transmog. And Myth would be like, can you stop
I played
wasting
them
your
all in
gold
D3.
and your coins and everything? And I'm like,
Yeah.
but I need to look good.
I played them all. Like Monk was the fastest between Monk and Demon Hunter for clears during certain seasons. Monks were just, they'd break your fucking game. They were so
Back
fast.
then, I still knew it. I was like, I tried Barbarian because like Mrs. loves melee. So he was trying to just help me out, trying to figure out. And I'm just over here like dying and dying and dying. And I'm like, even back then, I was like, give me a range. I need a range.
Yeah, a lot of that, like, that's one quality of life that when games do that I absolutely love. And then, so for example, like Shell was talking about in chat about Monster Hunter World and stuff. That is one quality of life where I wish a lot of games did. They need to make a male and female version of every class. It doesn't matter, because like there's a couple games that I've played in the past, and like Last Epoch's one where you can't choose the gender of your character, and it kind of sucks because like sometimes you just want to see what the armor looks like on one or the other, because developers do make armor that looks awesome on a male class versus a female and vice versa. So I'm a cosmetic horror when it comes to that. That's like the biggest thing of the last topic we're going to talk about before we switch over, and we're getting closer on time. It's like cosmetics, like Destiny. There is a fucking Reddit that is all Destiny fashion. We have.
Listen, dude, I don't even play the game anymore, and I still log on and spend silver when there's badass mogs out on Destiny.
They
just
have
because I know I'm
so
going to go
much
back
good
and
This
play.
is also a transmog core. Got it. We are just all transmog cores.
It is really good stuff though. Like, so one of my clan members that I played Destiny 2 with, he made a fucking Shrek Titan. It looked like Shrek. It was crazy how good and close it was for Destiny 2 character. He got thousands of upvotes on the Reddit page. I mean, thousands. And like randomly we saw somebody, because it wasn't him that uploaded it. I'm sorry. It was some random dude that saw him in the tower. Like, dude, check out this fucking Shrek costume. And we're like, that's our fucking buddy. Like, I know exactly who that is. And I saw the name on it. I was like, it is him. And it like, so we shared him. He's like, no way. I was like, yeah, dude, like you are getting a lot of votes on Reddit right now for this. But
I
it's
did
crazy,
the same
man.
thing. It would be I remember Destiny 1, whenever you get to the Oracle section, like right after you get done fighting that boss, I would immediately just start switching out colors, switching out armor if I needed to. Like I would make myself look good. And then when Destiny 2 came out, I think I spent I can't tell you how much time I spent in multiple raids just getting all the raid gear so that I could look good. And when
Dude,
shaders.
like when Taken King,
Collecting the
when Taken
shaders.
King first came out, that too, yeah. But like in Destiny 2, since you didn't really have to worry about collecting shaders as more as you just had to worry about collecting the armor pieces, it took me forever, but I got all of the what is it, Garden of Salvation or something like that. I got
Yeah.
all of the armor for that because it just, as a Titan, it looks sick.
Well, when
like,
Destiny 2
Half robot.
They did a
halfway
Constellation
through,
pack
they
that
did
was
the
just incredible.
they added a transmog system to Destiny 2, so you could transmog all of your armor to look like different armor. So when they added that, like people's minds just went, and like that was so right there, that's a quality of life improvement that
You
came
could
with the game.
mismatch
And that
your
was
sets
like,
then. And
yeah,
then
you
certain shaders would
Yep.
blend them together. Oh, dude, yeah,
dude,
it was a whole new world.
they
People made,
released
like, Red Hood.
RGB shaders.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
that shit
I
was
have 'em.
cool. Yeah, like I had a bunch of them, like from the one dungeon, the underwater one. That one was really fun to get that armor and add a shader to it because it made it look cool because it had like glowing candles. Because I was a Titan, man.
They did really good
So-
on all their emotes and stuff too. How they made them like neon colored and stand out like from the game itself. So individually, Destiny
How
was
the
they
dances
did
were
so many
famous.
things right.
Yeah, they still do, man. Like there's a lot of stuff, but the game goes up and down and up and down and up and down, and it always will. And I hate it because like I love that game, dude. Like I spend
What?
probably the
Now you
most hours on
understand
the
my
game.
relationship with WoW.
Okay.
I mean, World of
about it?
Maintenance.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the first expansion Jibs is gonna have to fucking worry about Mog on his mage.
The fucking
Oh no, you guys will yell
Destiny.
at me. I'll
Oof.
never fix it. I hardly ever fix Mogs, dude. I'll look
Yeah,
like
Vlad's already posted
You
it
guys
in,
you
in the
guys think
chat.
that
an old school twink character from back in BC. I'll have so much mismatched shit on.
maintenance is bad in WoW? No. Destiny 2 has it beat. When it was still on Activision, Bungie, and Blizzard servers, and then afterwards for a long time, you
Say
couldn't
that
play the
phrase
game.
again and then tell me that we don't know. What company were they under?
They were under Blizzard,
Activision.
Activision. But when they separated, but no, your guys' maintenance times that you guys complain about is nothing compared to fucking Destiny. Destiny would be down so much, it would be a week, and you would only be able
Vlad,
to play it for like 2
Getting
hours.
Vlad. Getting
Like,
Vlad.
I shit you not.
Bring in the hound dog.
They took down the game. They had to take down the game for 24 hours after an expansion because it broke. 24 fucking hours without a game for
If
the
WoW
first
was
one,
down
and
for
then it went
24
down
What did you
hours,
do,
3
Sam?
more
the
times.
whole community would be in an uproar. 24 hours, we couldn't have that.
No,
And then
we'd be,
three
Myth
more
would lose it.
three more
Yes.
times
Myth
that
would
week
lose
it was
it.
down for like
yes,
6
I'd
hours
have
a
to go
day.
behind him and be like,
It was
"Are you
so
okay?"
bad.
Like a fuck, like in Jurassic Park
Yeah.
when the dino person's with the Velociraptor, like slowly creeping backwards, like it's gonna be okay. Here's your bag, deep breaths, so we'll get through it.
That's fucking great. That's great.
I didn't get to bring this up earlier when we talked about things about quality of
Oh,
life.
I like that show.
But I think I was handling the kid. I wanted to like just quickly touch on Call of Duty, as dumb as it sounds, because uh when World at War came out and it introduced the zombie mode, your first 2 maps you played as just a random no name Marine guy. And then when they dropped Shinonuma, the 3rd DLC, it gave you Tank, Nikolai, Takeo, and Richthofen. And
The
then
old
from there,
schoolers.
the ball dropped and it just went with it. Like that became a whole nother story, a whole nother little quality of life to the game. Just we had people buying the game just to play zombies at that point. And to add to it, did great to where it dropped. Look at Black Ops 4, the maps weren't the greatest. The story started falling off, and then as you carry on, now it's mixed in with Modern Warfare's zombies, and now Black Ops 7 is just this whole random thing. It doesn't even feel like it's zombies anymore. So to me, that's where you can take a good, content of your game, and you can watch it go from peak to just dropping because you keep adding too much content. Because I feel like there's some games out there, like MMOs are set aside. They're supposed to be continuously expanding, but there are games out there where they need to just put a stop to it, and they won't, because people are still buying this stuff. But you have to realize that there's a point in time where the life of your game is going to die, and it's because you keep pushing it.
That's the reason that Modern Warfare is doing what it's doing, is because it does 1 and 2 times a year releases, because they're just money grabbing, and there's a lot of controversy behind it. Like, if you guys ever get time, look at the controversy behind the microtransactions of Call of Duty. It's all coming out right now in the the current state of things in the world with a certain somebody in files, but there's some influence in the Modern Warfare cosmetics that's tied to that as well. So check it out.
That's why she told me not to go down the rabbit hole about reading them
I think
files.
cosmetics are huge though. I mean,
Yeah.
people love that stuff all the way down to like the housing stuff that's coming in WoW. I mean, there's a different currency that's coming for transactions for people that just enjoy, the decorating side of things. Like, people like cosmetics, like they like things in games that they can call theirs and customize and change. And me, on the other hand, cosmetics was important in every game but World of Warcraft, and I still can't get behind transmogs in World of Warcraft. I think I just played a druid too long.
True.
Yeah, well, because you don't ever see them, but for everybody else, for every other class, where
I'm
it's
the fat
like,
boom
I gotta
chicken,
look
my
cool.
guy.
Yeah, I know, you never change. You never change.
Here soon, I will be referred to as Jibs the Gray.
All right, I'm gonna bring up one thing, and this is more for Cat, because we were talking about Diablo 4 and shit, or Diablos and stuff. Cat, are you gonna play Diablo 4 in June when they release the Warlock class for Diablo 4?
The fuck
I
you
am-
mean there's a warlock class in
They
Diablo
released
4?
they released the Warlock class 25
Oh
years
yes, I
later
did
for
see that. I
Diablo
did see
2.
that.
It is coming to Diablo 4 in June.
I am definitely gonna have to try that because most of you know my WoW career. I spent like 7 years on just BM Hunter, and when I say Hunter, I literally mean BM Hunter. Like the more pets, the more I loved, and I've always been drawn to the pet class. It's like, why should I do the damage when I got pets that can die and I can resummon? And so yes, I saw the Warlock, and I am super excited. I don't know how my time's gonna be. I might just not sleep for the rest of the year. It's fine. I can sleep when I dead. But yeah.
You know what's funny is that Vessel of Hatred is a $70 DLC, by the way.
It was a full price
And
DLC.
then the Lord of Hatred that's coming out later this year in April is only $40.
They didn't
That's
sell
there's
that much
that's
Vessel of Hatred as they
So
wanted
what
to.
you guys are telling me is my money that I do with working Monday through Friday is to pay the bills, and this money is to buy books and games.
Yeah, so the Vessel of Hatred and Lord of
Cool.
Hatred thing, that there's a bunch of controversy behind that too, because if you own Vessel of Hatred, so if you buy the new one, Lord of Hatred, you get all of it, right? And it's $40. But if you already own Vessel of Hatred, you still have to buy the Lord of Hatred, and it's $40. So there's no discount for people who actually already own the first expansion. So there's so many people who are upset about that and whatnot. But if I can get all of it for $40, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Wait, is that really what Lord of Hatred is? It's just Vessel of Hatred, but cheaper?
No, it's the next expansion to it, but it includes Vessel of Hatred for everybody else. So like that's why everybody was upset, because the discount was like for anybody who already owned it, but everybody else has already spent $130 on the fucking game and has to spend another $40.
That's rough.
Yeah. So
Yeah, Vessel of Hatred expansion included, like in the base game. It just says that's retarded.
Yep.
You also get World of Warcraft decor items. I might have to buy it just for that.
So, all right, guys. The moment y'all have been waiting for. We are running a little bit behind, so I know Myth is itching, to get talking about this. He's probably, if he didn't have Dubby or anything like that, he's snorting World of Warcraft. But let's let's go on, and we're gonna go into the Road to Midnight and your guys' prep. So I'm gonna pass it over. Myth, take the lead, guy.
All right, Road to Midnight. So Midnight, pre-release. If you bought the expansion version of the expansion, it actually starts on Thursday night. It was gonna be Friday, but they added a day, so it starts on the 26th.
Myth,
what's
do
up?
me a favor, and if you can, change your thing so we're not having Inception going on.
Yeah, I got
To
you.
just
I just gotta move this.
Yeah. There you go.
I was enjoying Inception.
So there's not a lot of stuff that is being released on the 26th that you can do. The biggest thing is obviously max leveling whatever you're gonna play, and then starting your professions. I'm obviously gonna be playing a Death Knight. Cat's playing a Warlock.
Jib, what are you
is
playing?
Boomkin.
He's gonna be
Boomkin.
a chicken.
Of course, the Boomkin. So our guild, so we're the guild that we joined, Shadow Wizard Money Gang, is we're doing we're pushing our guild ranks a little bit higher than we were this current expansion. So we actually have a lot of prep work to do at the beginning of the expansion now and the beginning of the expansion. Oh, I forgot Vlad. Vlad, what are you playing? Vlad's in our guild too. He's just the silent one. I'll bet you $5
Boat's
to play
blue.
Shamalam Ding Dong.
Bet you it's a
boat's
male
blue.
class. Boom!
What about everybody
Boom.
else?
So what's everybody
What
else
is
playing?
everyone?
What are you gonna play?
Starting out the expansion.
Yeah, it's a good thing he put starting out, not playing, because some people are, meta class chasers and things like that.
And this thing that we're getting ready to go over, I'm pretty sure we have it linked in our Discord somewhere. We'll
Wild
put
Talk.
it in
It's under Wild Talk.
and pin it. Yeah, we'll pin it later. So if anybody
I can
wants
pin
to
it.
Go for
go
it.
right ahead, Cat. And then that way, if you guys want to go in and look at this, I would highly recommend if you're doing any kind of push content, this is pretty well going to be your guide for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
You know, Grizz actually told me last night that he was interested in Midnight and that he would get into it more if he had someone to teach him the game a little bit more. Like he would get harder into it.
You should
Man,
follow his example. You get into Midnight, and we can teach you how to play World of Warcraft
Uh-huh.
because it is simplifying. So, still trying to get Sam.
There's
to,
too many fucking
play
people.
fucking Midnight.
Like we'd have to run 2 groups. Gosh, geez, no. I'm just, I'm helping
Why
you
2
prevent
groups?
that.
Yeah.
There are 3 of you plus Chaz plus Vlad. Grizz would make 6. I would make 7. We'd
We're
need
not
3
all
more.
on at the same time. All the
I
time.
know you guys are
nobody's
never
ever
on
on
in
at
the
the same
evening
time.
whenever I'm fucking on. But I don't play WoW.
I try.
So, to get prepped for Thursday, the pre-release, a couple things that I've had to do. I'm playing on Holy Death Knight because that is the best Death Knight DPS spec. It has changed massively since the current expansion. So the biggest thing I've had to do is look out for all the changes and people that are far better at math than me. See what they have mathed out. What is the best thing to do? Research my spec every single day. I've been looking up because every single day new info comes out. Oh, Jib's linked this document in stream chat. Yeah, and then plan out our route. So this is right here is a kind of a weekly guide of what to do the first few weeks of the expansion to optimize your character. The biggest thing, this is just kind of explaining everything. Dungeons and all that, what rewards you get depending on level of dungeon that you do.
Crests have changed, of course.
Yeah, crests have changed so many times since this current expansion, but it looks like they settled on the system, which is far better than what they had before. So this big thing right here, level any character you plan on during this time. Tuesday is the official expansion launch. Then dungeons will open. M0s for the current for the expansion dungeons will be available. So that's one thing you want to do. Dark Moon Fair on Sunday during the early access opens up. Gives you 10% more experience and 10% more rep. So that kind of will help you.
So early access people, definitely game plan, level to 90, no side quest. Let your character set, grab Dark Moon Fair buff on Sunday, hit side quest as hard as you can, finish everything out with DMF for higher renown gains because we all know renown's going to be the end game.
Oh
Yeah.
yes.
So early in the expansion, Renown gives decently high level gear, higher than what you can get from just grinding heroic dungeons. Thankfully, so this is a Google Doc version of it. The dude made an add-on, and it's called. Let me bring it up. Larias' weekly midnight checklist. So this literally is the checklist of what you're supposed to do during the expansion. The little add-on guide.
I didn't even know you had a little add-on guide for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I didn't even know that. Yeah, I'll have to snag that. That's pretty cool.
They shared it in our Discord. Do you not pay attention to Discord?
I probably read it and then didn't fucking scroll over it or haven't checked it yet.
So, Jib, what have you been doing to prep for this expansion release?
Main thing's choosing characters. So because our raid was changing, we're going to end up doing some splits. We have 2 characters that we know we have to get to level 90. So like I said, my plan's going to be probably Thursday when it releases. Of course, it'll be the druid, get the druid up through, get it to level cap, immediately log off Druid, grab my second character, start grinding it up to 90. Then my intentions on those first like week and a half is going to be try to farm mats for gold, because a lot of times during the beginning of the expansion, leather goes fast, any crafting thing, because there's so many guilds trying to get to professions max, trying to for raid. Um, so yeah, that's my main thing is going to be gold. Now, once the Darkmoon Fair buff comes on Sunday, grabbing it on my main, getting as much renown done as I could possibly grind out in that week without getting banned. Everybody watch for bugs. If it's letting you redo quests, do not do them. Do not redo them.
Do not.
Yes, right, right.
It comes with a
That,
3-day ban. I know this all too well. Do not
that is
redo
the
them.
common thing that's happened in the beginning of multiple seasons / expansions.
Now,
Don't redo quests.
I'm interested to see. I don't think we know, and it also says in the guide about the prey system. We don't know if they're going to have the multiple like tier worlds, like when that's going to come open. If prey's available, you want to level it so you can start getting to where you're running around on heroic difficulty or mythic. I'm not sure what they ended up deciding was the highest for midnight
It's
for the
heroic.
higher rewards. So
Okay. Well, I'm a little deaf. I think. Are you saying pray like Pray?
Pure
no,
EY.
PREY, like prey.
Oh, pray like predator prey. Okay, I was thinking
Predator
like
Yeah.
prey.
prey system.
Rawr.
Like, are we talking
No,
like
so they put a new
RuneScape having a
system
prey
in
system?
for when you're world questing, you will have emissaries of the void come and hunt you down, and you need to kill them. So it's
Oh,
like setting your world to like a hard mode difficulty, more or less, while you're questing. And it comes with extra rewards, extra gold, stuff like that. So I highly encourage anybody that can do the higher tier worlds to do it. I mean, in Legion Remix, it was really fun. Like having the different tier world difficulties it was a good addition to the game, in my opinion. The other thing that I can't stress enough is please pay attention to this guide when it comes to your crest. If you are a raider and you are looking forward, I mean, and you are in a progression guild, crests have changed. We only get 100 a week. Valor stones are now out. It costs gold to upgrade our gear. And from my understanding, heroic gear takes heroic crest, mythic gear takes mythic crest. So there's no you need both for one piece of gear or whatever. However, the leveling of these said items is very tedious. But outside that, that's going to be my main prep. Professions, leveling, questing, renown. Like those, that's my main focus on this early release.
And what two you were talking about split characters. What two characters did you decide on?
It's gonna
What other
be
character?
it's gonna be Blizzard. I mean Boomkin and Mage. Yep.
Blizzard.
Boomkin and Mage.
I mean, if you're going Prospect, I'm sure there's something blizzardy in there.
Yeah, there is. There is. I've been enjoying playing Mage. That's gonna be my alt and quite possibly my main. So we'll have to see. Now, class changes. We can talk about if nobody has played the beta, if there's people in here that have not played the beta. Me personally, I am extremely excited for you guys to play Midnight. I absolutely love all of the changes coming in. Now, I didn't play a healer. I know that healers are kind of wonky. They did change the interrupts, but as far as the class changes, well, you guys have them on retail right now. I love the class changes. There's some people that disagree with them. Like I can say, like Boomkin, for example. I think we need to get rid of Eclipse entirely, and that fixes Boomkin, and they just balance us around our cooldowns. That's a different conversation. But like from playing Shaman to playing Mage, I like what they've done with the game. The game is still complex, but not as complex as it used to be. At least it doesn't feel like that. You're not tracking 7 buffs anymore. You're paying attention to 2, 3 buffs now.
Yeah, and like so, I'm playing on Holy UK, and they got a complete rework for the better. It's a very pet focused class right now.
Don't be stealing
So
my
like
pets.
people think BM hunters have a lot of pets, or demonologues have a lot of pets. Unholy DKs have a lot of pets. Got an ability called Army of Dead that summons the literal army of the dead.
Yep, we got to see a little bit of that yesterday when he was raiding, when he was doing a mythic dungeon in Floodgate, right? Floodgate.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Y'all, look at my army." And I was just like, "Yes." And then Vlad seemed to be in there as well, so I had to like figure out which was part
He
myth and
had a
which
whole
one was
crew with
Vlad
him.
wolf form. And I was supposed to be working, but I, under the pretense of training, was actually in the stream quite a bit yesterday. So I was like, yeah, and I looked over and just happened to see him running, and I was just like, oh, there's that pet class he's been talking about.
The other big thing I can't stress enough with people, don't worry about metas. Like I really wouldn't worry about meta unless you are going for like the 0.1% title in keys and quite possibly like not like race to world first, but like maybe Hall of Fame, something like that. I don't think metas really play that much anymore outside of that title push for keys. I mean, every class is pretty well decent up to whatever key you want to do. I mean,
Yeah.
unless you're running 22, 23 keys, like when the meta legitimately comes into play, play what you like, guys. I can't stress that enough. It's World of Warcraft. You play a game to have fun. Play the spec and the class that you enjoy
Yeah,
playing.
it's a game. It's not meant to be stressful unless you put yourself like in those positions on wanting to be the Hall of Fame braid, like our guilds do, wanting to push or those high keys. It in the end, it's just a game. There's
I think
you
too
shouldn't
many
be
people
stressing over.
focus that. They
Yeah,
do. I mean, I've been in AOTC guilds that as soon as tier lists start coming out, they're ready to restructure their entire raid team according to one guy's tier list because these three specs look busted or whatever it is. I can assure you, you do not need to do that. You do
yep,
not need to do that at all. Every class in this game is getting cutting edge. You do not need to do that. Play what you enjoy to
Every
play in the
spec,
game.
not
yeah,
just
Yeah,
every
every
class, every
spec.
spec.
every spec.
Yeah, every spec. Yeah.
But don't be looking to play survival in our guild.
No, no, not in our guild. But it's crazy because you can go to Raider.io and you can look at all these specs and you can see like every spec has a title holder. Like there's
Yeah,
a top
and just follow
1% for
like
each
their
one.
tree, follow
Yep.
like you can look in their logs, do the deep dives in their logs for okay, how are they doing in opener? How's their rotation? Like where are they putting their cooldowns? And there's also in game the timeline reminder. So like if you are like me who is still learning about her class and anything like that, it'll literally scream at you like I have when I play Destro, I have Dark Glare. It'll scream Dark Glare because there are times when I want to hold Dark Glare, and there are times when I want as my main cooldown, and there are times when it's like, nope, just send it. So there are times like in Raid where I want it to be with our Lust Phase, and that might be in the middle of the fight when the boss has that damage ramp where they take increased damage, and it could be that it's 2 minutes and 5 seconds after the first time I pop Dark
Hmm.
Glare, which is a 2 minute cooldown, and I have to remember not to pop it. I need to, so I put that timeline reminder, scream at me, Dark Glare now, so I know, okay, it's right where it needs to be. So there's always going to be logs. Like logs is going to be your best friend. And if you need help with logs, Myth, Jib, don't look at me. I'm still learning about logs, but they are really good resources. Vlad's a really good resource to um, help you just navigate logs. And our Discord's always open. You can type in exclamation Discord to get there. We do have a channel called Wow Talk that you can type in there and just ping one of them to say, "Hey, I need help with logs." So there's always resources in game, outside of game, budget streamers. Like WoW is one of those topics in stream on Twitch that a lot of streamers will give you information, and they're really good about answering questions. So don't be like me and be shy and just go to the people you know.
And let me clarify like what I said earlier. The only reason why I'm saying main quest until the Darkmoon Fair buff is just a min max. And it's only for the extra 10% that it's going to give you towards your renown. So if you're, I haven't looked at renown rewards. There's normally something that's gated behind renown. I try to get them
Shadrach
done
gear.
as fast as possible.
Champ Trek gear is what's
There you
giving
go. So
99
Champ Trek
rewards.
gear. So that's the main reason to wait on the Dark Moon Fair buffs. So like the side quest stuff like that. So my main like recommendation would be level your main and farm. I would farm to make gold. I wouldn't try to get everything completed until DMF comes out, grab your buff, and then try to get as much renown as you can.
Yeah, early expansion. Mats are gonna be ridiculously expensive. So it's a good time to make gold for your account.
So
The,
valuable professions early, definitely leatherworking. Um, Gathering professions are kind of spotty. It depends unless you're fishing. Like if you're herbing and doing ore, there's normally so many people that's doing that it's really hard. Like in the past, I've had a hard time making money off of selling herbs or ore. However, leather, um, what was the other one? I think it's inscription, the people that can make the contracts. In that inscription, they
yeah,
normally end up making a good bit. Like if you can get your renown up so you can make the contracts as an inscriptionist, that's a good way to make some gold. Um, I don't think professions have really changed. I think since the revamp, we're pretty well keeping the same set going into midnight. It's going to be kind of like the same pathing that we had this season. I mean, this expansion. Um, Gold, but yeah, for gold, I know leatherworking normally always pops off at the start of an expansion. Do you know any profession myth that may be a pretty good cash grab early on?
I mean, gathering professions early on period, just because I don't know if I think we were gonna knowledge is time gated, so being able to farm a lot of mats quickly is gonna be a little bit harder. But because of all the big guilds that are trying to max out their professions, just mats in general is a good way to make gold. And if you want to be double try hard, you can do double gathering, be like a mining hermit, and
I have tunes that are like that are both just
yeah.
mining and herbing.
So that does go into one topic that I want to talk about as well. Leveling, have a plan in the path of how you're doing it. Right. So me, Kat, me leveling together. Um, try to sync up with Jibs too, and everybody else in our guild. But our plan is obviously story mode. Um, do dungeons only when we have like dungeon quests. Um, because we just want to knock out story mode. But along the path to leveling, both Kat and I have gathering professions, so we're going to be gathering while leveling.
Which is good. I think you still get
I
XP
was
from
just
gathering.
given a blueberry from a child who had it in her mouth. It feels gross.
Blueberry, nice.
Oh yeah.
And then enchanting is always a good one.
Yeah, like I'll be doing enchanting and gathering. Myth will give me all of the stuff to disenchant so I can get that going, and I'll give him all the stuff I gather to kind of help each other get our knowledge up and everything like that.
Then, of course, in 2 weeks we get to revisit this, and we can tell you how the gathering has went so far. Now, mind you, I have a hunter that its name is Gathering.
the enchanting is another good source of gold early expansion because dust and shards are hard to come by. And while you're leveling from quest rewards and drops, you're gonna be getting a lot of green gear. So
What's going to be hard for me is not grabbing side quests. Because
yeah,
normally I go
Yeah.
into the zone and I just grab everything as I'm leveling, and I just
Yeah.
start doing absolutely everything in that zone that I could possibly get done and then move to the next. And this time I'm going to be just doing campaign quests. So it's going to feel really weird.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Because, like, me and Myth tend to do it together.
Hmm.
And he's always like, grab this, grab this, grab this. And I was going to be like, do we need this? And he's going to say something to the effect of, yes, but not till Sunday. Not till
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yep. Yep. Yeah,
So
and
did I
and
miss
it's
the part as to why you guys are waiting to do all the side quests until
extra
like
10%,
Sunday?
extra 10%
Extra
EXP.
10% XP on Sunday with the Dark Fair Moon or Dark Moon Fair.
Yep.
Oh,
Yeah, you get a buff that's gonna, and it's like I said, it's minor gains towards renown, but it adds up. Like it adds up. If you're getting, 100 per turn in, that's an extra 10 that's slowly ticking to that. And we all know the sooner you're done with renown and max with renown, it's just the more relaxed you are. Like it's over until
Oh
the next
yes.
season comes out. Now, when it
okay.
comes to like leveling path, I couldn't give you guys like a real certain path. I didn't want to do too much in the beta side of it, so I didn't do a whole lot of the story, like what little bit of the story they give us. I haven't looked at the zones the most, but I imagine it's just like my path is going to be what I just said. It will be the campaign quest, staying off the side quest and trying to hit 90. I don't know if that's going to be possible with 0 side quests, but we're going to find out.
If not, you can just
Okay.
blast out normal mode dungeons.
Yeah. Yeah. And keep them for renown. Because the other thing is like those big dungeon turn ins, those quests, you're probably going to want to wait till Sunday to even do them because they
Right.
normally come with a massive renown gain and you're going to want that buff when you turn them in.
Exactly.
So, I don't know, like when it comes to leveling, I'm not sure. I've always done it both ways. I've had seasons where I've leveled solo and it has been fun and there's been challenges that come with that, but playing a druid a lot of times you can stealth through shit whatever. I would recommend if you have friends to level with friends because you're going to gain a lot more XP by killing mobs, getting through quests faster, so on and so forth. Unless you have that one friend that is never ready to go, can't figure out what's going on in which direction, then go on by yourself.
I might sometimes be that one friend. So I'm still tagging along whether you want me, bitch.
That's fucking great. That's fucking great. Cat's like, nah, that's me. You're gonna be dragging me through the whole thing in the beginning.
So it's not like I won't pull my weight on killing the mobs and stuff. It's more like we need to backtrack because Myth is like, where's this quest? And I'll be like, what quest? And he's gonna be like, this quest, and I'm gonna be like, oh, it's back there. I forgot to pick it up.
Cat, I do it all the time. I'm bad for forgetting to loot things, and like that's what we have to do is loot to get the quest item off of things. And everyone's like, "Oh, I'm
Yeah.
done. Let's turn in." Where'd you get the items? I don't have any of them.
Yes. And I'm like, why do they do this to us? I'm like over here, like, there's enough I have to do. Why are you
Yep,
making me do these extra steps to get this loot? I already killed the
yep.
person. Can't I just like loot it? And then you miss the exclamation saying, oh, you picked up the loot. Now here's the quest. And I'm like, I hate you so much.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm trying to think here outside of like path. What, like I said, I don't really know a certain path that you could take.
Just follow the campaign quest.
Yeah, that just campaign.
Follow
Make
the
sure you
yellow
just
brick
do the
road.
ones with the shields. Yeah. I wouldn't worry with the little exclamation marks that don't have the shields unless like well Miss said just run normal dungeons. We might end up doing that just to cap if we are short by the end of the campaign.
Right.
So raid prep Myth. What are you what's your schedule looking like being ready for raid?
Well, so I've been working closely with our raid leader, Jordan, just to improve my performance in raid. So I've been having sessions with him. We went through over all the bosses, um, watched videos. There's tons of good guys on good guides on YouTube. Um, the best one that I can recommend is by a channel called Ready Check Pull. One word, Ready Check Pull. And they kind of have a single video that is just a summary of all the bosses. Then they touch on like the big mechanics of the bosses. So researching that. My class Discord is a very good resource. My DK class Discord is called Acris. It's incredibly active. and they're not dicks when you answer questions. When you ask questions, they actually answer them.
Thanks. Jib put the video in our stream chat for everybody. It's a really good
That's the
source.
ready check pull one.
Yep, I followed that one. And like if you're into like warlocks, baby brain lock, he does YouTube, he streams, he has his own Discord. He's also part of the Black Harvest Discord, which is the lock Discord. They are constantly as active as the DK Discord. He's really good about asking questions. He'll give you like his UI and things like that. So that's also helpful. Each class does have their own server on Discord, so you can type in like Hunter server on WoW, and it'll usually bring that up, and then you'll just get invited. There might be some questions you have to and go from, and then you can just join those servers. I'm part of actually the DK one, the WoW one, and the Hunter one, and they've all been very active.
We also have delves we need to do too. Don't forget
Jib,
delves.
turn around, walk out. I don't want to hear that word. No, thank you.
I know. I have a feeling early game heroic pieces are always in delves. We'll have to
Yeah,
fill
they
that
usually
for
try.
vault.
Yep, since they started doing delves, there's that one piece of gear that's like good right at the very beginning that you have to get from a delve.
Yep. Yep. So I guess that's gonna be the main. So leveling, you want to get your characters leveled. You want to work on your professions. Once dungeons release, that's where the fun begins. If you're not mythic geared from this season, of course you're gonna have to start farming loot. I think just like War Within, unless outside trinkets, it's going to be highest item level, like highest item level to go into raid. Now, with our group, I know that we are going to do like dungeon runs where we're separated by armor type, and then I think we're going to do one split going into raid, so that's a little different.
Yeah.
I think if you're just a player, just raids casually, stuff like that, just make sure you do your delves. I'm pretty sure there'll be an item that drops that gives you a heroic piece. If not, you still have your vault to fall back on once that's open. Like that is the main thing every week is you want to fill your vault.
And
That's how a
starting,
lot of
yes.
people get that gear. They fill their vault.
And when we say fill, we mean fill. There's a slot for dungeons, there's a slot for raid, and a slot for delves. And like we were just talking about, delves are pretty important because they always seem to throw in that one piece of gear, whether it's a ring. Usually it's a ring, trinket, or weapon. It's not
100%.
usually
Yep.
an actual piece of like gear for like your set or whatever.
And until, oh, go ahead, Kat.
Make sure that's full. Like you want to see all 9 slots lit
Yep.
up with potential.
And unless you're full heroic geared, you're not cleared from delves. Like until you are full 14 pieces or whatever in heroic item level, delves have a potential to drop an upgrade for you. So
Exactly.
I get some people don't like to run them. I personally don't mind them because you can get through them pretty quick. Now at the beginning of the season to do the bigger delves, sometimes they can be kind of harder, but trust me, your best bet to getting geared and getting to where you're like with the push and not behind so you can get in pug group stuff like that, fill your vault every week. Now, granted, you're not going to get, 10 keys, stuff like that. Like some people, like it's what you can get done, but that's what you want to try to do. Shell, yes, for those where time is not really available for you, I get it. It's hard. WoW is a
Yes, it
very
is.
time consuming game.
It
If
is.
you
Yeah.
want to play, and do like mythic ratings, stuff like that, it does pretty well consume a lot of your free time.
Yep. And that actually brings me to something. So I'm a full-time uh worker. I work Monday through Friday. And with me streaming, don't expect me to look as good. So I'm running on 5 hours sleep. I messed up and decided to read a book till 3 a.m. today. I blame Jib's wife. she's awesome, but I still blame her for introducing me to that book.
Jib life.
She's the
You're gonna
culprit of
see
many
Kat
things.
looking a little zombified. She's gonna start encompassing her warlock with the dead look and everything because I'm not gonna get sleep. I'm taking thanks Katie. I'm taking Friday off because I have I'm not doing what Jib and Myth are doing. They are better at the game than I am, so they are doing two different characters. Like Jib's doing Boomkin and Mage, and Myth is doing his DK, and then he's doing a Paladin because he always likes to have a backup class be something that can do GPS
And tank.
um, and like all the specs. He prefers that, and I was told by our coach, so I get coaching from Jordan as well because I really wanted to learn more about the game. And even though I'm decent at my class, I needed to do more. And I really wanted to be like a really good player on our raid team. And I'm getting coaching, and what he recommended for me was to do a mirror. So I have technically two locks, and I never would have thought of doing this. I couldn't understand why he would tell me to do this until he explained it. But to get more practice in for myself, I am doing an Alliance Warlock as my alt. And that's so that in raid I can get double practice. I can get more comfortable because Lock is one of those like hard casters. It has very few insta abilities that'll make it easy to move with this class.
Positioning's number one.
Yes, and yes, we have like gate and teleport and stuff, but they also are on cooldown, and I don't think a lot of people realize that our teleport, not the gate, but our teleport, it does have a cooldown. It has a 4-second cooldown. So if like I have to do a little bit of extra raid prep on like Myth and Jib because I do have those raid utilities. Like I've been sitting down with Jordan and in my raid notes boss to boss, I literally have in there when to put down a gate. Like the first boss is kind of like tic-tac-toe. So I have in my notes we're going to put 2 gates down. And yes, we are going to run 2 locks, but this could even be done with 1 lock. And I put down where we're going to put the first gate, where we're going to put the second gate, where I need to put my first port, where I need to put my second port. When would this be the best time to use like Burning Rush, which is our fast movement speed? Because they decided to be like, yes, you can have a sprint, but it's going to come out of your health. So I also have to be like, okay, can I survive Burning Rush in this first boss of tic-tac-toe to get from one place to the other? And should I pop like one of my defenses or just use a cookie or just rely on the healer? So with my raid prep, Jordan had come right out and said it's gonna be a lot different than and a lot more in depth of what I need to do versus like our DPS people that it's just like okay hit ads. Like Myth has the basic notes of what we've been doing together of what like the team has to do. My notes are more color coded, my personal notes, because I have okay, gate here, port here. Is this a AF fight? Because potentially I could be playing AF, I could be playing Demo, I could be playing Desho. All depends on the fight style.
Oh,
So I
I
also
don't.
need to do that.
Let me throw something in here real quick because people may not know this. There are add-ons like Northern Sky Method Raid tools that you can download that has a note feature in it where you can make yourself little notes. Hell, it even has reminders where it will
Yes.
remind you in 10 seconds, buddy, you got this you got to do. Like it's right there for you. Like these are things that
Yes.
I did not know existed in the game till a little while ago. there's all kinds of tools out there to help you outside DBM. Like DBM, I feel like is the bare minimum for doing higher content. Like there's some
Right.
add-ons that make your fucking life so much easier.
There's an add-on better than all that. That
Yes.
just came out.
What?
It's called Better Timeline Reminders.
Oh yeah, better timeline reminders. Yeah, my bad. I didn't mention that. That's why I was like, what? What are you talking about? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. Nope. That's another
so
one. That's another one.
Jordan
Mitt,
had
touch on some add-ons. I'm pretty. You probably have other ones that I don't have that people probably should look for.
Jordan had him switch last night, so I know he's probably gonna have like me switch tomorrow night in coaching, and so yes, I will let Myth talk about that.
So
let me chime in with something real quick,
Death
guys.
of Weak Wars.
Hold on, Sam's trying to time in.
Go ahead.
So, very important question because we're getting into a lot of this stuff and getting closer to the end of the time. But I want to ask for anybody who is a relatively new player that's coming into WoW now and they only have 6 days for prep, what should they be doing?
Character first.
So if they already got
I mean,
a max
realistically,
character
if you're a
right
new player
now,
coming into WoW, you have to know where your expectations are going to be. Mythic rating is something that you're probably not going to see in your first season. Outside pugging,
Correct.
or if you luck out in getting in with a group. As a new player, I would focus on learning the world in World of Warcraft as a game. I would be leveling my character. I would be focusing on professions or learning what professions are and picking the profession that you would like. Like if you enjoy exploring in the world, you might want to be a gatherer. If you enjoy like playing the auction house, making money, you might want to go for blacksmithing, enchanting, or tailoring so you can craft gear for other characters to purchase on their alts so they can start leveling. I would look into running in Dungeon Finder once the dungeons are open so you get an understanding of what dungeons are in World of Warcraft because it's just like a smaller raid. It's a 5-person instance that you go in with 1 tank, 1 healer, 3 DPS. You kill normally 3-4 bosses. You get loot at the end of it. I mean, loot from each boss throughout these earlier dungeons. I would look for doing LFR wings once they open so you can see what rating is because World of Warcraft is a very overwhelming game. I'm going to tell you guys that right now. And it only feels overwhelming because you're walking into 22, 23 years of content. You want to just focus on what is new when you come into this game. If you're a new player coming in, you don't want to get caught in trying to do the old zones, the old timeline, stuff like that. Stay within Midnight, do the main story within Midnight, and go forward. Do not go backwards. Do not do the, oh, well, people said I can go farm this and that, because once you start going backwards into all these zones, you're going to get really confused and lost.
Yes.
Stay in the new zone if you're a new player coming in.
And also do research. Don't just download WoW and hop in, because that is going to make you get very overwhelmed very quickly.
Well,
do
that's
research.
my next thing.
There's
It's
like YouTube, Twitch, join those server discords. Those will be super helpful. And there, I do believe you can do like trials of the classes when you get to that first page. I don't know if it's still there, but I was pretty sure you could.
You can.
Yeah, you can do trials on the classes.
and don't think you're stuck. Like if you're playing a character you don't like it, do not be scared to just exit out of that character, create a new one, and go in and find the class that you like. But one thing I
Yes.
will tell you that why I love this game, WoW will give you what you put into it. If you want to be a mythic raider, you want to put in the time, like I know it sounds dumb, guys, but I enjoy this stuff. Like, in order to do this, I look at Warcraft logs, I break down my own play every raid night, what I can do better, how I can improve. I watch instructional videos, I watch guides that are coming out where, like, a lot of people don't have time. I'm fortunate enough to have that time, and I probably dedicate 40 hours a week to World of Warcraft like it's a job. So
World of
you want to
Warcraft.
put it into it. It will definitely give back in games. Like you'll get to where your mythic rating and stuff like that. However, if you're not like a one type of game person, World of Warcraft may not be for you, because if you do not have access to a lot of free time, this game is probably not for you. They have done things for casuals where you can just collect appearances, focus on your house. They have story mode, so you
Mounts.
can do the raid without having to get in a guild, stuff like that. So there is casual stuff here. But I'm saying if you're looking for that camaraderie, wanting to push content, play with people, just be forewarned, this game does take up a lot of your time.
Yeah.
Oh yes, it does. Like you said, it is a full. So I work full time, and I will come home and I'll go from a computer job straight to getting onto a computer when midnight comes out.
It's Sam's biggest problem with the game. You can ask him straight up. It is his biggest problem with the game, is the amount of time you need to put into World of Warcraft.
Well, World of Warcraft is a game that, depending on the content you want to do, depending on how much time you have to put in.
I am an in-game player. Like, that's the problem, is in order for me to be in-game, I would have to put in a lot of time. I
Yes.
do not like, so Apex is my PvP fill. Like, that's what gets me wanting to be competitive and stuff like that, because it's a fast-paced motion game.
PvP and WoW?
No. Fucking first thing
I'll
Andy and I
admit,
were talking about last night with, I forget what it was, what game, and I said something about, oh, it was
Do we have one of these?
it was Soul Frame. I was talking about getting into that because it looks really good. And he's like, what about the PvP? And it was like, I give two shits about the PvP in that game. He's like, but it's like a Souls like. I'm like, no, I don't care. I'm not about PvP. But I'm an in-game person. So like whenever like Destiny, the MMO of the shooter games, I in-game that a lot. Like I solo dungeons. I made it a task of mine to try and get through all of the stuff solo at least. And if I could solo a raid, I would see how far I could get into a solo raid, because Bungie eventually started to make it to where you couldn't solo raids, and they would purposely make mechanics where it required at least two people to do something, like one person stand on a plate while another person stands on this plate. So like it made it a little bit hard to do that stuff. But that's where I stand, and like Jeb's right, that would require me to have a lot of time. Like I would be fucking CE rating with you guys. That would be my objective. That's where I would be in that. I would have to make sure that my gear score was super high and so forth and so forth. That's just how I am.
So
yeah, like that's how I felt too.
My thing with like going back to the PvP, the one time I played WoW, I tried. That was the first thing I went for. I'm a PvP guy, so the first time I ever played WoW on a buddy's account, I went straight for the PvP. I did garbage, and then just never touched it again. And that's what I don't want to say that's what makes or breaks on a game for me, but WoW's PvP is completely different than like Neverwinter's or
It is. It's very
BDO.
complex.
And yeah, I liked the complexity, the complexity of it. But I think I'd have to get into WoW to be able to do it. But then that's where you're gonna see me. It's not gonna be about raids or anything like that for me. It's just gonna be I'm gonna PvP. I'm gonna be that PvP guy, because in Neverwinter I was top 10 for like 90% of the first couple seasons of the game before I stopped playing it because it got boring.
And
But,
that's
like,
another
I
thing about
love
WoW
PvP.
is you can just do the PvP side. Like there's two sides to WoW. There's the PvP, which is what
You
you've
can be a
been
damn
describing,
fisherman if you want to be.
and then
Like,
there's the PvE side, which is what
take it easy, Shell.
we are more
How go,
like.
Michelle?
Bye, Shell. So like that's the other good thing about WoW is if you just want a PvP, there's a side to that. There's a Discord to that. There's guides for that. But like you guys said, it does take a lot of time. And if I was to hop into WoW now, if Myth hadn't introduced me to it, when he did, like we tried to walk away. We've tried 2 or 3 times to walk away, and then we'll look at each other and we'll say, "Damn it, the itch is back." And then next thing you know, we're back into it, and
I've
this
just
time,
resigned. That's what I'm playing's WoW. Like I
yeah.
fought it so long and I always go back to it.
And
It's
now it's
just
going
my
to be
game.
even harder if we ever want to walk away, because now we do have a guild that we can see ourselves being in for a long time. We've made really good friends. Like this right here of me and Myth joining HRI started with one key. One key is all it took. And now we have these group of amazing friends, and we're building up this community in the HRI Discord. And all it took was that one key. If we
Yep.
hadn't come back, this wouldn't have happened.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. With that being said, I'll go ahead, Myth. Sam.
I was gonna say I was there for that stream whenever he fucking found Myth and Vlad, and he's like, man, on stream, he's like, man, that dude was a really good fucking healer, and that Death Knight, man, he was like, that's the best tank I've ran with. Like we crushed that shit. And then they said something about running more, and so he ran more, and now he's never fucking left. Like we are stuck with him.
Nah. That's what I try telling people. Like me and Myth talk every morning. Like every day, it's like, what are we doing? It'll be a stream, or we've already had it pre-planned the night before, and this motherfucker will remind me that I'm late turning on my stream or whatever. I'll get a message like, "Where the fuck you at?"
Vlad, you were on a monk, like, and it, yeah, you were on the monk.
Yep, Vlad was monking.
Yeah,
I went ahead, I linked that chart again in Twitch chat real fast, guys. That is more or less our gearing path, our path during midnight these first couple of weeks. That's all we really wanted to touch on with you guys was that guide. So that is our roadmap heading into midnight, is paying attention to that guide. We just wanted to go over the crest changes, remind you guys that it's first and foremost about fun. I know I tell you guys, like I just explained, I play the game 40 hours a week like it's a job. However, I choose to. I love this game. That's what I want to get out of the game. I encourage everybody foremost to have fun going into midnight. It feels and looks so far like it is going to be an amazing expansion, and we only have 5 more days and it's live. So, with that being said, I'll get back to Sam.
Yeah.
One last thing, just remember, just because me and Jib play WoW for 40 hours a week doesn't mean that you guys have to either.
No, it doesn't. You can
We're
just watch
I
us.
don't.
Degenerate addicts.
Yep, just come watch us. You can watch us in our addiction.
There, like I said earlier, Myth takes that WoW and he
Trying to get Sam to play is my goal for 2026.
He's gonna be like, I'm gonna boot it up one day, and he's gonna like, who the fuck is this?
Yeah, just hop in, just not say anything, and then he's just is gonna say
Right.
something
Because he
You're
doesn't
just
have my
gonna join his
BattleNet.
key.
Yeah, he don't have my BattleNet, and he won't recognize it either because it's not anything tied to what I have now.
I do it like sneakily of like joining the key, because if they're doing like viewer keys or something, just sneak in there and then be like, oh, can you just
Tiv, I
carry
know,
me because it's
man.
been a while since I
Godsmack,
played.
that's not gonna
It's been a
fucking make
year,
me want to
dude.
play WoW. That's gonna make me not want to play WoW. Like, that's an incentive.
I'm just saying.
People make fun of me anyways, dude. I'm waiting on my guild to throw me in a retirement home. Like, it's
Remember.
getting so deep up that bitch.
And you're not even the oldest.
Like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But Tiv even put in there, it was a year, man, because I met Tiv right around that same time too. Like, it's looking back, we have had a really, really awesome year. Like, we have.
Yeah.
Remember, it took Jib's one key for all this to start. If Sam drops into a key, dude, it's all over. He'll be addicted just like Jib's.
Yeah. No. Jib, Jib, we'll talk about it later. Like, it might be just like a fucking surprise one for Myth, because I want to do something to him one day. Like, now it's not it's not a matter of playing the game. Like, I will literally spend the money, buy the game, just to fucking like have him freak out for a day and then never play it again.
That would be
just
hilarious.
be like, hey, I'm done.
That would be top notch.
This was the most
With that being
expensive
said,
pick.
Any final thoughts from everybody? Because we have reached the time.
Yep, we are getting ready to close out, guys. As per usual, we have, I'm gonna post the socials here. It's, some of mine, but the head removal ink.
That is so dope. So dope.
Yep.
Yes.
Vicky made the compliment on it last night. She's like, you should make it towards everybody's character, because
What's that,
the girl in
KDZ?
there is not Kat's warlock. And I was like, no, but ChatGPT did a really good job on the first image, and I wasn't about to break it.
I love it. Hold on, Katie's got a question for me, roll. I'm waiting
Yeah.
to see it in chat here.
We can do final questions. It's fine. When I cut it out, we're good. I usually shorten.
I
by
do
like
love
5
that ending
minutes.
screen though. They're getting so much better. Like this whole thing evolving.
Oh
It's
my
getting
goodness.
better each week.
Lunar is doing so good. She made me laugh so much last night because she was doing images because she was supposed to apparently be going to sleep as well, and she had videos of us like pop stars singing about books. I couldn't stop laughing. I was showing Myth them. If you guys have time, have Lindsay and Lunar show them to you because I
I
was
saw
laughing
them last
so
night.
hard.
She's got a fucking. I saw on her screen she had a Sailor Moon one, and I was like, "Did you turn
Yes.
each of you into Sailor Moon?" Yeah,
She did.
she showed me all of them.
And I was like starting to get tired at that point, so I found them so funny. I was like, yes.
Yeah. That shit was hilarious. And then there was like songs, pop star songs, and all kinds of stuff that she had done.
Yeah,
I
there was
like,
one where we were dressed kind of.
you need to go to bed. Man, but all right,
Yeah.
guys. So, Katie, the plates don't stack; they hide. Even though Cat is playing Lock,
We on
how
it.
are y'all gonna feel with me and Lock and not maining Feral Midnight? Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about player profiles here as we're closing.
Yeah, you guys are good.
Yeah, if you want to play Lock, like my hours are going to be dedicated, like 40 hours are going to be dedicated in the morning to work until I get out. So most of my keys with them, like they're going to be playing in the morning, and then I'm making them get on to carry my ass through shit to stay up with it. Or I'm gonna get our raid leader on here and be like, "Why ain't you helping out your raid guildie?" And I will pull out all the stops to get these people to help me. Like, so if you want to play Lock in the morning, just know that as soon as Cat Minnie or Catalina gets on, you're out.
Yep. All right, guys. Katie, feel free to ask questions and stuff. Talk in the Discord, the WoW Talk channel. If you have the role for MMOs, you can see that. You can see all of the stuff that the guys typically post in there, links. You guys post some players, do some customizations. We're gonna upload the VOD. Usually, I have the VODs uploaded the day after because it does take a little while for YouTube to do all of its things. And plus, I don't do a lot of editing, but I do try to edit some of the stuff. And shorten it and blah, 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 cut out some of that early intro stuff because you don't need that in the VOD. But please, guys, as we let's get Sam to play WoW 2026. This is going to be a fucking mass gathering of people just fucking bombarding me now. But no, so those were our final thoughts, guys. Everybody's super excited for Midnight, it seems. I'm excited, not so much to play it, but to watch these guys play it and stuff. I am very competitive when those things come around, and I love watching them.
And play it.
No.
Watching these guys do all of that. We want to call out the community, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being a part of the community. Talk more in the Discord. Post links. Post pictures. Transmogs. We made a channel for that a long time ago. Post your transmogs, especially because with this expansion coming up, let's see that cosmetic hype and let's see all of these cool little fashion shows that you guys can do. And especially when Midnight comes out, I'm sure there's going to be new cosmetics and gear, right? So let's see some of the new stuff posted in there. But
hey, I've always wanted to do this. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube video. Thank you.
Yeah.
So our next podcast is, I do believe, going to be all about Midnight because we'll have 2 weeks under our belt.
yes, so the next one is going to be what you guys. So it's going to be kind of a mixture of both. You guys are going to be talking about the first impressions of Midnight, and then leading into another prep talk for
There's raids right
the
there.
raid
Yeah.
and
We're gonna be
season
walking
and season.
right into raid.
So you guys are
Oh,
going to
yeah.
have time crunch for that. What the idea is that we'll flip it. So how like we did half an hour of this and an hour you guys, or for Midnight Talk, we'll flip it. We'll do like an hour to an hour and a half of Midnight, and then a half an hour of something else related to maybe that topic, or just something a little touch base for the other side of things, like just gamer talk kind of deal. So stay tuned for that, because like we're going to talk about a little bit more. That one, from what Myth and everybody's talking about, they would like it to be a little bit longer. I'm sure Chaz would probably agree if he was here. There's going to be a lot to talk about with Midnight and how the excitement is, or the disappointment, because as this podcast started out, first, expectations versus reality. We don't know until we get to play. So
Exactly.
with that, guys, please be sure to join the Head Removal Inc. if you're just tuning in, watching the VOD later or anything like that. We'll post the socials. The question we have for you is, what are you most excited for in the new expansion of Midnight, or just any expansion in general? So drop that in the comment section on the VOD whenever it is uploaded. And remember, guys, remember, keep your head on or don't. Thanks, guys.
Boom!
Bye,
We
y'all.
out of here!